All right, well, it's late, but it's Thursdays off for gear, so guess what? We're gonna look at some mattresses. I got the FlexTail R05, which is an ultralight mattress, and I got one from NorthPeak Gear, which is supposed to be an ultralight mattress, but it's not as light as the FlexTail. We're gonna try them out. I'm not gonna lay on them. What I'm gonna do is I got my plate carrier. We're gonna test to see how long it takes to inflate them. We're gonna test to see how long it takes to deflate them. We're gonna test to see how easy it is to repack them. And then we're gonna, once I get them inflated, we'll look at each one individually, and I'll put my plate carrier on there because that's a pretty good representation of weight spread out on the mattress itself. So, without further ado, I think we'll do the NorthPeak first, and we'll do the FlexTail, and we're gonna actually. I'll have my tape measure. We're gonna measure the dimensions of this thing compared to how they sell it. So they're both supposed to be 4 inches thick when they're fully inflated, and then so wide, so long. So we'll look at all that, and then we'll know. All right, so we're gonna get the FlexTail going. I do have a FlexTail Tiny Pump 2X. It's got a 4 kilopascal capacity. It's a cute little thing. I mean, it only weighs like 3.5 ounces, so it's not bad to keep in the. It's not bad to keep in your bag. As you can see, I got my plate carrier over here. That thing weighs a ton. So, with the way my back is, if we ever got to go at it, I'm in trouble. The FlexTail comes really. I mean, it's packed up small. It's the size of an Nalgene water bottle, so that's pretty awesome. Comes with the little stuff sack here. Comes with a repair patch that matches the orange. Comes with a retaining band around it. It has 2 ports on it, so one's for deflate. This is the deflate one. It says deflate around it. And one is for inflating. And it's over on the side, which is pretty awesome because the deflation port is over on the side, which is pretty awesome because when you want to deflate this thing, if you just want to roll it up, you can. So it looks like I see. Okay, it's got dual ports in the same spot. So you pull the first one out, and that's how you inflate it. And then if you want to deflate, you pull the second one out. So these have an R5 rating for insulation. The FlexTail R05 does. In fact, I think they both do. That one might be a 5.4, but we'll look at it. So they got an R5 rating for insulation, and they got a layer of insulation in between the layers of fabric that you're going to blow up. So the way this thing is supposed to look when it blows up is it's supposed to have welded spots all the way down it. So we'll see what it looks like. That's not the one. You got to pick the right port. This might be it. That's it right there. Stick this bad boy on there. But the FlexTail, the FlexTail pump you can inflate and deflate. Also has a light on it. You can use it as a camping light. It's got 3 levels of light on there. Let's see if we can make this happen. Oh. We're supposed to be timing this, aren't we? And also, we have it backwards. No, that's the deflate port. That's the inflate port. Yeah. Alright. So if this takes too long, I'll just get a bigger pump. Ha! Let's get our timer out. Where's my clock? Alright, stopwatch. Ready? Here we go. And alright. So about 1 minute and 45 seconds to blow this bad boy up. Like I said, I'm gonna gonna get a bigger pump. But for right now, it'll do. Let's get, we're doing it. Let's get our trusty dusty cobalt measuring tape out, and we'll see what we look like dimension wise. So the dimensions were 26 inches wide, about 77 inches long, and it does sit 4 inches tall. Now, the middle ribs are not 4 inches tall. The outer ribs are, and that's to keep you from rolling off the thing. Now, it's not a baby bed, right? But it'll keep you in the center of the mattress and keep you nice and snug. All right, let's see. Let's see what. Let's see how this thing holds some weight. Alright, so where my magazine pouches are. It sinks a little bit, but it's not too much. In fact, I'm pushing pretty hard, and I'm not touching the table. So, you know, it's not bad, man. This might do some good on the trail. You know, I'll be through hiking, or I don't know if it's through hike Raven Rock. It's only 20 miles, but we're gonna hike out and camp Raven Rock 4th of July weekend. So my plan is to hike out Friday, camp overnight, hike back Saturday, go home, take a shower. So, you know, we'll give this a go. And then, you know, I bought a 2-pack of the NorthPeak Gear ones. So my buddy will try his out. We'll see how they go. So, hey, FlexTail looks pretty good. I'll give an update when we do Raven Rock, but it doesn't look half bad. So, let's see about deflating this thing with this pump. Pop it out, yeah. See, it just goes at it. You know, I'm not sure that makes any sense, but we can just do this. Right? So we can just kind of hold her twice and fire and forget this thing like it's a Stinger missile. Just keep it tight. Point like a toy guy. Let's go. Fold her over. Yeah, I like that. Let's try that out. Alright, this is me messing up, not the mattress. A lot of people judge their mattresses on how noisy they are too. This one doesn't seem that noisy. I mean, you can hear the insulation in there. It's got a piece of Mylar. It's got a piece of Mylar, like one of those space blankets in there. Excuse me. Still dealing with this sickness. I'm hoping I can get out to Uwari tomorrow, put some miles in. Looking at about 1,500 feet of elevation gain on the trail I want to do tomorrow, so that'll be real good. Next week I am planning on doing some steps. I want to work on endurance, and you know, a lot of people when they hike, you know, they struggle with the I don't know if it's gonna fit in that bag, but we're gonna try. A lot of people when they hike, they struggle with the elevation gain and all that. So I want to put that, I want to get past that. I don't want to have to, when it comes to the AT, or, you know, in October, I'm going to Seattle for a week. I'm going to hike around Mount Rainier and may end up back in Alaska in August, late August. So if that's the case, I'm going to do some of the trails that I couldn't do because of snow. So, you know, I don't want elevation gain to be a problem. Let's see how this packs up. I rolled it up terribly, so if I have trouble packing it, it's 100% me, but it looks like there's enough room that it's not that bad. It's not that bad, it packs up. It's packable for sure. You know, so if I didn't roll this up terribly, it'd go right in this bag, and we really wouldn't be having a problem. So, you know, I need to practice my rolling, but not bad packing up. That's 100% my fault. You can see there's a lot of cushion down there, so you know, I need to work on my rolling techniques. But hey, FlexTail, not a bad mattress. All right, so now we got the NorthPeak Gear. This is a much thicker fabric. I can tell you that straight out the box. It does come with a patch, which it's a little smaller than the FlexTail. But look, this NorthPeak Gear one is budget, and the FlexTail is arguably budget as well. But as far as Amazon's concerned, it's probably not as budget. But this NorthPeak Gear one, this is budget, which is not. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I don't have a problem with budget. I am looking at another. Ooh. Okay, I do like this. All right, so this has something that the FlexTail doesn't. Dope. So what I'm thinking is, and I'll have to look into this, but there's snaps on either side of this thing. I'm pretty sure you could take your quilt snaps and snap them on this, or you could take two of these mattresses and hook them together. I think this has a built-in pillow on it, so that might be something that we get to see. So hey, this may end up a pretty dope little setup. So this one, unlike the FlexTail, this one has a built-in foot pump right here. So what they tell you to do is they tell you to open this thing up, and that foam in there will expand if you let it sit there long enough, and you can actually, you know, pump it with your foot or your hand or whatever. That'll take forever. We're gonna try our trusty dusty FlexTail pump. So I'm gonna push this down to get the air out of it. So I'm not gonna use that. It's got two ports, same thing as the FlexTail. It's got an outer port for inflating, and it's got an inner port for deflating, and I just ripped the lid off, so hold on a second. There we go. It's got an outer port for inflating, inner port for deflating. Let's see, does this fit in there? Nope, I need a different port. This one. Probably this one. Nope, that's not gonna work. Let's try. That ain't it. Interesting. Okay. What does this do for us? Cute. Alright, we're going to try this one out. Just make it work in. Oh, that's not that bad. Alright. Let's get it on our trusty dusty stopwatch. Great, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a... I've got it on the wrong side. That's the deflation port. Boop. Alright. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Yeah, that thing's pretty warm. Let's see how this pump works. hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. It's a pretty cool little pump there. It's a pretty nifty little deal. I don't know if I'd give up on an electric pump, but alright. Let's measure this thing, see if it holds up to what it's supposed to be. So, I think we measured about 26.5 wide, 74 long, which, you know, is okay. But I will say this thing advertises, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to look, I'm going to post up the specifics on it. So we'll post a picture of the specifics, then we'll post a picture of the measurements, but I'm pretty sure this thing advertises at 4 inches thick, and it's not, it's 3 inches. I may be wrong on that, we'll look at it, but if that's the case, I got a problem with that. Because they're not giving you what you advertise. But this pillow thing right here is pretty dope. That's pretty cool to me. I've got a Sea to Summit Aero Cloud pillow, or Aero something pillow, that I plan on using. Got a strap on it, you can strap around there. This is pretty cool because I got big shoulders, right? I got wide shoulders, so I need a thicker pillow. So when I'm laying in the bed, I need a thicker pillow to rest my head on. So that might come in handy when it comes to the Aero Cloud with my, adding my pillow to it. So let's look at, I'm curious, because that one was 4 inches. The FlexTail was 4 inches. But I will tell you right now, I am not touching the table. This thing is pretty rigid. It's thick and it's heavier, but it's pretty rigid. So I'm interested and how it's going to react to that. It sinks in a little bit, but not as much as that FlexTail did. And then maybe because that's a thinner material, I think this has a higher insulation rating too. I think this is a 5.6. We'll see that in the specs when I post it up. But it's not bad, man. And with that weight over there, it's not bad at all. Huh, not bad, not bad. I kind of like this. It's probably going to come down to, depending on the distance that you're hiking and elevation gain and all that. A lot of people look at, I'm only going 8.5 miles, but they don't count in the 2,000 feet of elevation gain. So, it's probably, to be honest with you, it'll probably come down to weight, total weight of the mattress. So, that'll be in the specs when we post it, but it's not a bad mattress, man. And I'm telling you, I haven't slept on it, and I will. I may sleep on this in Raven Rock and then let my buddy sleep on a FlexTail, just because I'm really going to try this one out. This is a pretty nice mattress. Anyway, let's get it deflated, see how that goes. If it's anything like the last one, I'm a terrible deflator and roller. So, but the NorthPeak bag is much bigger. So let's see. Should be able to just go. Whoop. Man, that did not want to come out of there. Alright. This may be actually easier to fold with that foot pedal in there. It may give it a little weight to flip her over. I'll tell you what. You can always go like this, right? You can always snap her shut. Then we won't have a problem. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Alright, I like that. It's probably not what it's intended for, but I put the snaps together to keep her from folding back open. Let's see how she goes. with the size of that NorthPeak bag, it's not, you know, we don't have to fold it over another time. Yes, so it rolls up easier than the FlexTail, and I can almost guarantee that's because of the thicker fabric. I'm trying to get all the air out. There we go. Trying to get all the air out. Yeah, this is a pretty dope bag, man. This is a pretty good deal. It wasn't expensive. I think honestly I paid $120 or something like that for a two pack. We call it the couples bundle. But dude, this isn't a bad setup. The question's gonna come down, you know, it's really gonna come down to weight, and it's gonna come down to durability. That's for a stove. Oh, is it there? Okay. It's going to come down to weight, it's going to come down to durability, and it's going to come down to, you know, how long it lasts. I mean, it's really, oh, look at that. I probably should have rolled it another time, but we got it. We got it in there. All right, well, I guess that's it. FlexTail mattress, not a bad mattress. On a terrible roller. It's a little thinner. You know, but we'll try it out. We're going to sleep on this a couple nights soon and see how that goes. NorthPeak Gear. It's a nice mattress. I like this mattress. There's just something like the durability feeling of it to me. I kind of like it a little more than the FlexTail. That being said, I am going to get a Kilo Gear mattress probably next couple weeks. We'll take a look at that. But FlexTail Mini or FlexTail Tiny Pump 2, probably not big enough for what I want to do with it. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if they got like a 5X one or whatever. I'm gonna check one of those out, and we'll give that a go. But hey, you know, if I'm out backpacking and I'm not, you know, worried about time, everything I've done tonight, will work out for me. You know, so it's not a bad setup. You know, budget stuff off of Amazon and off the internet. Look, backpacking doesn't have to be insanely expensive. Now, there's some things you're not going to want to skimp on, you know. Your shoes. I'm not sure I'll ever buy anything but Ultras now. They've changed the way I look at footwear. You know, I got a little wider toe, so I need that wider foot box, and that works out on an Ultra. You know, pants. Hey, if I'm going day hiking, or if I'm, you know, I'm doing a 1 or 2 day thing, the normal Wrangler work pants I get from Walmart, they probably work. If I'm doing the AT, I'm starting at April 1st, somewhere between April 1st and 15th. B, I'm probably wearing shorts the whole time. I'm not like I am right now. My Savage Tactician shorts, right? But if I'm in the cold weather, 511 ridge pants to me are peak pants. And it's I discovered the other day that the bottom of the left leg, there's a little pocket for a handcuff key you can hide in there. Anyway, but you know, 511 peak or ridge pants, they're great pants. You know, I've decided to go away from the 1 liter smart water bottle. I've got 2 Nalgene 48 ounce bottles that I'm going to carry with me. Especially, I'm going to Uwari tomorrow. It's been raining off and on today. But you know, we're in a drought. We need like 15 inches to kill the drought. So I don't know if there's gonna be any flowing water out there. I got my Sawyer squeeze and my knock bag. I'll, you know, filter water and stuff like that. But I'm gonna take 2 full 48 ounce bottles with me, just in case. And I've gotten rid of the smart water bottle, and I've got a tube. I got a hydro lid that I put on my Nalgene bottles. So you know, I got the Camelback tube type thing. So, you know, there's some things that you don't want to skimp on, but there's other stuff you don't need to splurge on. I'm pretty sure both of these will do exactly what I need them to. I'm pretty sure this Tiny Pump X2 from FlexTail will do exactly what I need it to. I just want to move a little faster. So, all that being said, look, you don't have to backpack on a budget. You can backpack on a budget. It's not that bad. You can find, the right stuff. I wouldn't skimp on a backpack. I've got an Osprey Rook. I love it. I took it around Alaska with me and did a lot of backpacking that week, and I love it. I love that bag. And when it's empty, it's like insanely light. It is very light for as big as that bag is. It's a 65 liter pack. So, there's some things that you don't skimp on. There's some things that you can skimp on. But that's really up to your best judgment. What we don't want to do is we don't want to pack for every eventuality. You don't want to pack your feelings. You don't want to pack your fears, right? You want to keep your weight low so you can get more miles in and get to your destination. So, let's talk about something. Speaking of destinations, my destination is heaven. And I know not everybody that's watching this can say that. But I'm praying that you do get saved if you're not already. And I say it a lot, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's the truth. But Jesus died for you. He died for me. And 1 John 2:2 says it well. He was a propitiation not only for our sins, but the sins of the whole world. Just remember that. He was that atoning sacrifice so that we could be saved. And we don't have to suffer separation from God forever. Jesus loves you. He loves you to this very day. And he's alive and well in heaven next to his Father, and he's coming back soon. So, you really need to get on the ball. If you need to get saved, there's no time like the present. And B, if you need to work some things out with God that you've got going on in your life, there's no time like the present. He is always available, and he is always loving. And if there's anything that I can pray for, drop it in the comments. If it's not something that you want blasted out everywhere, look, your secret, whatever you got going on, is not leaving me. The government used to trust me with a security clearance, so I'm still the same person. So if you don't want your information blasted out in the comments, message me on YouTube. Leave me, drop me a message in my DMs and say, hey, this is what I got going on. Can you please pray with me? I want to do that. I want to pray with you. Okay? So, hey, till next time we meet, it'll probably be tomorrow. I'll definitely, if I can make it to you already tomorrow, weather dependent, I'll definitely be doing some leg work and taking some videos and checking out some scenery. I got a pretty cool trail picked out. But if I don't make that, it'll be Monday. We're going to hit the streets of Fort Bragg. We're going to get some miles in because I'm behind and I got to get it done. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking this out. And just remember, Jesus is risen.